I'm joined with our Chief Product Officer, Jessica Tenuta, and our Chief Technology Officer, Craig Booth.
Let's pull that word in half, chat and GPT. GPT is what is known as a large language model. These are AI tools that have been trained by many companies in the world at this point that understand language, and they're being used for all manner of purposes. A large language model can be used to assist with translation between languages, summarization or paraphrasing, and also for the generation of language. They can be, they can write. And ChatGPT then is the GPT large language model being used as a chatbot so that anybody can interact with it.
Instructors that we're talking to and have been talking to are rightfully asking questions about how does this impact my assignments, right? If a student can ask an AI, write me an essay about the War of 1812 and the ethical implications of that, and it spits back out a well-formed, grammatically correct essay with correct factual information about that event. People are asking, how does this impact my classroom? I don't think so, personally. I think there is never going to be a world in which communicating ideas is not important. It's going to just be a different method of communicating those ideas. And in the same way that, thinking way far back, right? The Gutenberg printing press, right? To communicate something written in the past and get it out to a mass array of people, you had to letter set every single metal piece of typeface into your printing press and print the pages, right? Took a lot of time, took a lot of effort just to do that work to communicate. The introduction of a word processor did not alleviate the challenge of getting the right ideas across and making sure that your message is heard. It just made the process easier. So the reason I look at this with optimism is this is just the next step. It is a very transformative step in technology, and it is going to change all of our lives. But no prior technology that's ever been introduced has ever alleviated the need for focusing ideas, for clear communication, for knowing what you want to say. And the focus, I think, on the quality of ideas is going to become stronger than ever, since the mechanical components are being aided by these tools. So I look forward with it with excitement. And no, I think the college essay honestly may become more relevant in this world, just with a different lens.
Scared and excited. And that, I think, is the nature of change. The cat is out of the bag with these models now. They're not necessarily new, but they just hit the mainstream. And now everybody is aware that you can generate content using an AI. And that just wasn't true yesterday. And that's not a cat that you can put back in a bag. This is just a new reality. And that is scary. I would be excited, though, to think about the future and what does that mean for learning? What does that mean in the workforce? Now that we can take the generation of content as a given, what skills are going to be important to succeed? And I think what we're going to see is a doubling down on people having to learn to edit and curate and verify and collaborate with machines. And less of an emphasis on just the pure generation of content. So, I would feel excited and scared because things are changing, but they're potentially changing into a really exciting and new thing.
It's a great question. The main things that I learned through the process of developing deep dives was that many instructors are really struggling with the wide range of writing abilities in their classrooms. So even students that are at the same level in seniority in their college experience, right? All maybe college freshmen, all in the same class. You may have one student who needs no assistance on writing mechanics. You may have a student who needs significant assistance. And designing an assignment that works for both of those students and making sure that they are both being supported in developing their critical thinking skills and written communication skills is a challenge for teachers. And while I don't think that the new developments in ChatGPT eliminate those questions, I think that they also don't they don't alleviate the need to solve those problems, right? So ChatGPT does not mean that all of a sudden now we don't need to worry about writing challenges for students. It means we need to worry about them in a new and different way. And I think a big thing to be focusing on in the years ahead, and even in this immediate upcoming semester, is asking, what are the real skills I want a student to take away from a writing assignment, right? I want them to be able to target what they're trying to communicate in their essay, which actually is just as relevant in a post-GPT world, because when you're communicating with the AI, how effectively you target the quality of your prompt, the quality of your question to the AI is directly relevant to the quality of what you get back out. So it's almost sort of the relationship that a creative director would have with a designer, right? The creative director is not the one putting pencil to paper and designing the work, but they are the one giving the brief and the direction and the guidance. And that is exactly what's going to determine how good the quality of what you get back out of a designer is. So it's very similar to thinking about that kind of relationship.
It was splashy news last week, but I know that you've been thinking about a lot of these things for a while now. And so from a professor-assisted technology standpoint, what are some of the thoughts and ideas going through your mind?
Yeah, so on a short time scale, I think one of the most critical things we can do now that ChatGPT has very much hit the mainstream is just provide professors the ability to see whether a student appears to be using one of these AI-generated pieces of content. On a longer time scale, I think we have the opportunity to really reinvent what an assignment is. There's an example I've had in my mind at this point, probably a decade, which is the best chess players in the world are not humans and they're not machines. The very strongest players are humans and machines working alongside one another. And if we really focus on embracing this new technology and bringing it into a platform, what can we do to truly transform the learning experience? To really hone in on the skills that Jessica was talking about, the ability of a student to edit and verify and improve, that will be critical in the future workplace.